Now, a 4 in Your Corner investigation into the safety of your water.
We're finding the federal government is not testing for a chemical that's been linked to cancer. And 4 in Your Corner investigator Deborah Souverain is working to find out why.
I just really felt like something was wrong with my body.
When Tammy Banowski started feeling sick, she thought it was something minor. But doctors did find an explanation: 2 forms of cancer, setting off a years-long battle to save her life. Years later, she's now in remission.
I'm a 10-year survivor of cervical cancer, and I'm an 8-year survivor of melanoma.
But complications from cancer treatments left her with a compromised immune system, so she's cautious about everything she eats and drinks.
So I just fill this up.
Especially water. After learning about the stunning results of a nationwide study, it revealed 75% of the nation's drinking water contained a cancer-causing chemical known as Chromium-6.
I knew immediately from the movie Aaron Brockovich that Chromium-6 is very dangerous.
The movie is based on the real-life story of a single mom who exposed a case of Chromium-6 contamination.
Hexavalent chromium can be very harmful.
So it kills people.
Oh, yeah.
The chemical poisoned the town's drinking water and was linked to a cancer cluster.
It's kind of maddening. It made me a little bit mad.
Mad because until recently she had no idea the cancerous chemical was also detected in the water supply in some parts of Lee County where she lives.
Because it's something in my home I use every day, whether it's for drinking or even showering, you're getting that into that pores that's going in your body.
The EPA has set a limit for the total amount of chromium allowed in your water, and that includes some forms of chromium which are not toxic. But there are no federal regulations specifically for Chromium-6. It's been linked to gastrointestinal tumors, liver damage, and reproductive problems, and even lung cancer if inhaled. While the EPA isn't regulating Chromium-6, one state is. In California, scientists set a recommended public health goal, which is essentially just 1 drop in the amount of water that could fit in an Olympic-sized pool. They say anything more than that could be harmful. Here in Southwest Florida, drinking water tests conducted as recently as last year show Chromium-6 levels in some parts of Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties were higher than California's recommended goal. The average for Lee County, where Tammy lives, was more than 3 times higher than California's recommendation.
I don't think it should be in our drinking water. Somewhere I think we're missing the mark. I really do.
54 first aid.
The best way to filter out Chromium-6 is through a method called reverse osmosis, a process they use here at the North Plant in Cape Coral.
If it turns pink, then I know that I'll have presence of chlorine.
But even here, Chromium-6 was detected at one point in 2014.
From the high-pressure pump, it goes through a valve.
The production manager suspects it was a defect in the testing process. But a follow-up test wasn't required because the EPA doesn't track the chemical.
They haven't regulated Chromium-6 yet. If they did and we had a detection, we would have resampled.
I contacted the U.S. EPA to ask why they haven't set a limit for Chromium-6 in your water, considering it's linked to cancer. The EPA responded in an email saying they are currently in the process of reviewing potential health effects of Chromium-6 and said in part, quote, expects that the draft of the IRIS assessment will be released for public comment in 2017. But that's not soon enough for people like Tammy, and she fears for some it could be potentially harmful.
You never really know these things, but to be as proactive as you possibly can is better than just doing nothing and sitting back and praying and hoping maybe nothing happens to you.
Deborah Souverain, Fox 4 in your corner.
And the EPA is currently reviewing the health effects of Chromium-6 to determine if it will add it to the list of chemicals that it regulates. If you want to know how your area tested and if it tested positive, you can visit our website. It's fox4now.com. Just click on Deborah's story.